All right, you guys, welcome back. And today we're going to talk about this subject that is very, very interesting and it's very important. Check it out. Pay attention to this that we have named Generate the Passion that fuels the process of success. You got to have passion in order to reach higher and higher. So, as you know, you already know me, but let me just say my name once again. This is Itu, and along our very, very special and interesting guest for the day. We are here to rock your world. So let's get rolling and make those fires burn even higher. So, who do we have here today as a special guest for the show? Check it out. This episode is going to be amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you a little bit about this gentleman who is very, very nice and very successful. So, pay attention. He is the owner of KPE3 Auto Group with over 40 years of experience in auto industry. I mean, this guy probably can build a car from scratch. He knows so much. But here's just a little bit of his many, many, many accomplishments. He led the improvement process in Toyota Venezuela, trained and prepared the first Kaizen convention of quality circle, participated in the Toyota Worldwide QC convention in Nagoya, Japan. He also led the launch of Cherokee Liberty model in Venezuela and the Grand Cherokee 4G in 2011 and 2018, respectively, making it the leader SUV in the country. Currently at Great Bear Automotive. I'm sorry. Let me just rewind that. Okay, good. So currently at Great Bear Automotive in Western Florida, they have been recognized 2 years in a row as the most customer oriented business in West End by the American Business Center. They have sustained 9 working competitive positions and growing to 10 this year at Great Bear Automotive. So, where does this hero come from? What is his backstory? His origin story, like all superheroes have. Check it out. He was born in no other than Caracas, Venezuela. A lot of people from Venezuela actually have become very, very successful when they travel to the US. They have warrior blood, Latin American warrior blood. That's right. These are all brothers and sisters from another foreign land. So he grew up in a hardworking, loving family where he learned the principles of respect, love, gracefulness, complemented it with other values learning Colegio La Salle, such as the value of consistency, teamwork, friendship, commitment. Moving to San Jose, California at age 17, he went to college, adjusting to a new culture and having to learn a new language, working simultaneously, finally graduating as industrial and operations research engineer from Syracuse University in New York. Then went back to Venezuela, developed his career in the auto industry, going from production engineer to plant manager all the way to CEO in one of the major automotive companies in the world, as was Chrysler, later FCA, and today Stellantis. As far as he's concerned, check this out. Pay attention to this. As far as he's concerned, in business and in all aspects of life, success is having the courage and commitment to give the first step and then being consistent in walking the path with passion and commitment, even when you sometimes fail. You gotta keep on going. So, very wise, very smart, a lot of accomplishments. All right, so how many people has our special guest of the day helped? Well, let me just say that in 2021 alone, they've helped over 4,000 satisfying customers. Being plant manager and CEO of an automotive assembly operation, he was responsible for creating and maintaining the job for over 1,200 workers and making sure that their job was paid, recognized accordingly, and everybody was treated fairly. So we have a true hero, a businessman that really knows his job, a true professional. So let's give it up and welcome to this episode our friend Elias Levy.
Thank you, Itu. Thank you very much for that introduction. I really appreciate it.
We are very happy to have you here, my friend. You are amazing. You've accomplished so much throughout your career.
Well, yeah, it has been quite a lot, but when you love what you do, it goes very quick. I tell you. I mean,
That is fantastic. I love your big, welcoming smile that you have.
thank you, thank you. I'm aligned with you, my friend.
Thank you. Okay, so let's get down to business because we want to know and hear what you have to say in regards to generating the passion that fuels the process of success.
Sure. Well, thank you very much, Itu, for inviting me to your program. I really appreciate that. It's a well-known program, and every time growing and growing, every time more your audience, because you really make a difference. Okay, we are not serious anymore here. I mean, we are having fun, and that's cool. That's very cool. The fact is that. Hey, I tell you something. I think the basic for any business or any accomplishment you want to do in your life have to do with your purpose. You have to have a purpose, okay, in for whatever you do. And for business is a must for success. Okay, and the purpose is based basically in what you love and what experience do you have. What do you know how to do well? What do you do good? Okay, it's not only yes, you can love music, but you don't know how to play music. No, it doesn't work. You have to be a good musician. Okay, when you put these two things together, then you create the passion. You're doing what you like, so passion is coming, and passion is what fuels any business. Because we're talking about business, but to me, it fuels anything in life. Okay, and another very important aspect of the purpose have to do with the product or service you're doing. I mean, you can have a passion, you can love it, you can be the best at it, but if people don't want it, there's nothing to do about it. And then you have to make sure that the service or product that you are developing, I mean, there's a need for that. There is, I mean, somebody else out there want it, and you have to make sure that the customer is willing to pay for it, because maybe they want it, but they cannot pay for it. So these four aspects are very, very important. Okay, and these four aspects lead you to build your mission. Okay, to be successful in a business. Okay, first you have to have the seed, that which is your purpose, but then you have to create a mission. You have to put down, okay, what do you want? How do you want it? For whom do you want it? And the mission is very important, because this is going to have to be, embedded into every worker or any person. I mean, if you work just with one person, 3 person, 4 person, everybody has to be aligned on what you want to accomplish. What is your objective? Okay, so the mission has to be very clear. And the mission is composed on your purpose and on your values and your principles. Okay, the values and principles in your business is fundamental. Okay, for me in Great Bear Automotive, okay, our core values are related to honesty. Okay, I'm in the auto industry. Okay, and we know what we really think about the auto, auto repair shops. So we really have to differentiate, but we don't have to say, because we can say anything. We can lie to ourselves. But the voice is really our customers that tell each other how we're performing. So we cannot lie to ourselves. So we really have to be honest. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's what really sells. Okay, it's not making money today. It's making money in the long run, little by little. That's the point. Okay, we have to be professional. We have to be committed. We have to be disciplined. Okay, they have to be disciplined in the shop. We have to be responsible, very kind. Okay, that differentiate us to from the others. We have to be kind. Our people in front of the desk have to really understand that the customer doesn't speak the same language. They don't know, and they're scared. They don't know what's going to happen. And it's their car. Okay, it's their life. It's an investment. It's safety. It's many things involved. So
It's
it's
a
not anything.
baby.
Yes, yes. So that's important, and I believe that's the DNA. Okay, once you have this clear, okay, this is the DNA. You and your business partner, whatever, put this DNA in the baby, which is your business. Okay, before this is not clear, okay, you can do nothing. You can spend. It's better to spend 2, 3 days, 4 months, whatever, until you say click. Okay, this is what we want. Okay, we got all what it takes, and we got clear what are our values, because those values have to be aligned with the customer. It's not your values. Okay, you got your values. Okay, but
Right.
are they aligned with what the customer want? You cannot change them. Hopefully they are. Okay, then it's going to make click. Okay, and then you're going to sell out. It's going to move smoothly. After you build your business, you get a feedback, the reviews through Google or whatever, and you have to look in those feedbacks, the words that you have in your mission. If you find those words there, it means that you are in the right path, and that's going to show in the numbers that you are going to be building through the time.
Wow. Okay, good. So that is very interesting. You mentioned many things that are great advice, such as being honest, being set on what your purpose is, what are your goals, how you want to go about it, and also aligning this with the customer. That is something very key. And also the fact that like you say, your best word of mouth has been key to your business, but it only comes about from truly delivering what the customer is expecting and doing it efficiently, quickly, and to an excellent result from the get-go. So that is amazing advice.
That's correct. That's correct. And it's very important. Once you have all this set up, then you can start talking about your team, because the team makes everything. I mean, you can have a beautiful plan, a strategy, everything. If you don't have the right team, there is nothing you can do about it. And the team
Right.
could be one or two person. I mean, it could be a very small business or a very big business. It's the same. Okay, whoever you are, whoever is gonna be with you in the journey, has to be aligned, and that's the profile that you look on your people has to be aligned in what you have in your values and your mission. So that's why you prepare that before. And once it's done, then comes the training and the preparation and many other things. But this part has to be totally aligned before you start doing anything. So you have to create a team, you have to train the team, and then you have to give them tools. Okay, this is very important. Okay, that you have to show that we are in the right way. So now I would say another key factor for success is a strategy. You have to have a strategy. You have to have a business plan. Okay, that where you want to achieve. Okay, and then you have to create goals. And everybody thinks that that's easy, but it's very difficult. I mean, to me, it's one of the most difficult things to create the targets and the goals you want to achieve. Because if you make it too hard, people will be demotivated. They
Mhm.
won't, you won't get it. And if you make it too easy, that you're lying yourself. So making that middle term, it takes a while. It takes knowledge.
Right.
Takes to know the market, the industry, and what really you can take with what you have at that moment.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
So once you set the goal, okay, then of course you have to uh, uh, get the resources. Okay, you have to implement the process first of all. Okay, you have to have a process in place. Okay, and get all of the systems around that's going to help you out. And that's a whole different world. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
going very quick through this. Okay, but each one of these takes time, energy, and think about it. But it's fun. It's fun. Okay, if you really like what you're doing and you are motivated and you just wanna, that you have something to give to the people. Okay, you wanna be in the market with the service or the product as soon as possible because you're gonna help people with what you are doing. You really have to believe on that.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
so after that, you set your goals, you have to measure. Okay, you have to standardize and you have to measure yourself
Mhm.
because if you don't measure, I mean, you can improve. It's as simple as that.
Mhm.
Okay, so you have to create a series of KPIs, okay, indicators that tell you if you are in the right path. I mean, if you detour, and these indicators is very important to check it out with the team. Not at the end of the year. You have to do it in a weekly, daily, and monthly basis.
Correct.
So, I mean, if there's a little detour from the line that you have set up, it's easy to correct and come back. But if you wait 2 months, 3 months, maybe it's going to take you a lot of energy and it's going to be painful to go back to the track. Okay, you have to take actions. Now, nothing is static.
Mhm.
Okay, you create a plan, but you have many external factors that affect. I mean, that change, the environment change, everything change, the economy, the regulations, everything. So you really have to be adjusting to it and adjusting these objectives, adjusting these these goals. Okay, to keep you focused.
Correct.
So that's very important. Another very important point. So you have the initial part, which is it comes from inside, from your head, the creation of the baby, the DNA, and then when it's born, you have to really, take it with your hand, with all these steps. And all this take you to a very important point. Once you have all everything set up and you have standardized the process and you have a way to measure yourself, then you can really get into a continuous improvement mode, which
Mhm.
really is the key for success. I mean, if you have a initiative or a business or that you set it up, if you don't improve, it won't stay.
Right.
It will go down.
Right.
You have no choice but grow. You have no choice. Okay, nothing. I mean, if you do nothing, it's going to go down. So you have to grow. That's it. And to grow, you have to improve in a continuous basis. So
Mhm.
continuously, you have to be looking, okay, for cost saving, for better products, better assistance, better offers. Okay,
Mhm.
being creative into that, so you grow. Okay, if not, it's gonna go down. It's gonna go down.
That is absolutely true. I second everything that you say. It's very important, and this is going to be super important for our audience and those people that are either starting a business and they need to be taking all of this into account, or that they already have a company or a business running, and this is going to be key and super valuable for them to be able to keep it on the right track. So this is really really good. Now, how about we get into our questions, our
Go
beloved
ahead.
questions?
Go ahead, my friend.
So, how about you tell us just a little bit in regards to what was the moment you realized something had to change in order to start your path to success?
Well, that's very subjective, okay? Because as I told you, success could mean many things for many people. Okay, I think success is basically uh, being uh, tranquilo, tranquil with yourself and whatever you do. It means that, I mean, you are doing okay, being in peace with yourself. And that's, maybe I took it personally, but in the business, it's the same. If you are under a terrible stress, if you're, you have to look at an equilibrium.
Mhm.
And that to me is success, because the way is too long. I mean, you have to go far. I
Mhm.
mean, so you have to enjoy the ride. I mean, success is not a point in the future; it's the present. It's on the way to go there.
Mhm.
Otherwise, when are you going to get it? You get success when you get what you want. You have to start all over again. So it's not static. So I'm going to tell you, in my case, before starting this business, as you mentioned, I'm from Venezuela, and I guess I was successful there. I went through all the uh, possible positions that you can have in a automotive industry. Okay, from the line engineer all the way to the president of a company,
Yeah.
and but it was time. Sometimes you lose passion.
Mm.
Okay,
Mhm.
and when you lose the passion, you better do something about it, because that's the fuel. Okay, at that time, well, for circumstances, economic circumstances, and political circumstances in Venezuela, uh, the ecosystem or the environment for doing business start dying. Okay, it's like we were under a storm all the time, and that little uh, tree, didn't support. I mean, it was hard to support. It was difficult to take decisions. There was a lot of control from government, so you lose the passion. So it's time to go. It's time to change my life, and that trigger to move away, and basically that what happened. Okay.
I understand. Yes, it's a common thing actually that it gets to a point where with many very successful business owners or company owners, they usually start out a business and then something makes a deep impact either in their lives or in their emotions or in their surroundings. It's not a good thing and they have to go through it, but they take it as their launching path, and from there they just keep going higher and higher, and they never stop. So you guys watching this should definitely take it into account that if you're going through hard times, there's two paths to go. You can either succumb, or you can decide that you are a warrior and somebody that accomplishes things through hard times and make those hard times that you're going through your best starting point to look forward and never go back.
Succumb is not an option. That's for sure. And I think it's an attitude in life. I mean,
Yes.
you really have to believe in yourself. I mean, things happen, and there are many external factors. Even though you apply all what I'm talking about here, there are things from outside that is going to affect you. You did everything well, but things are going to happen. So, hey, that's not you. You just have to pack and move on. Okay, now what we can do? It's an attitude, it's a mindset, okay, that you have to cultivate,
Right.
okay, and give you trust, and then you can do anything, because in the way you have learned many things, you have acquired experience that is going to help you for the next adventure that you're going to have in your life.
Mhm.
Okay, so as many people as we have here so many times, there's no failure. Okay, it's just a rock on the way to keep going. The failures are experience to move on, and it's going to take you to a different world. And things happen for a reason. Okay,
Mhm.
all the time. So uh, that's a fact.
Totally, totally. So let's not take failure as failure. It's just a learning lesson to be able to continue reaching higher, and getting harder, more experience, and wiser. So here's our next question. Mhm.
Go ahead.
What key things helped you overcome the barriers that you've come across?
Well, the first thing I think you have to have confidence on yourself. Okay.
Mhm.
I mean, no matter where what point you are or how do you move in another direction. I'm not going to say down or up. It's in another direction. You have to have confidence that you're going to get out. You're going to move on, and you just have to find something that excites you again. I mean, when you are in that transition time, uh, what it takes time and it make it maybe it's a challenge is to find out that excite you again, okay,
Mhm.
that fire you up again, okay, because it has to happen. It's not getting a job. Oh, I needed to get a job immediately. Yes, you have to make money. You have to survive, and maybe you can get a job for a while to survive, okay, but you have to keep in mind you have to find that fire and then go for it. So that's what it takes, time. So confidence, and find that really um, fire you up is a challenge. It's a real challenge. Okay. In my case, yes, going down to there. So it was getting being legal in the U.S. is very important. So I make a business. I make a strategy. Okay. So I make a business in paper, and then with that, I make a business plan, and then it was easy to get my investor's visa in the U.S. But it was a challenge too. It was quick, but it was a
Yeah.
challenge because
Oh.
I had to build up very quick what I wanted to do and find out what I wanted to do here. Even though I did tour, I did it for that purpose. I got into the coaching. I did a coaching business case. Okay, and I even got um, a franchise for coaching and everything because they say, well, maybe I can teach, I can help new companies, small companies. I mean, I got some experience on this. But that was the starting point. But then, something really got my passion going back to the auto industry, but in the other end, in the retail area as a owner of an auto repair shop. So I say, nah, this is it. This is it. And he fired me
Yes.
up again. And then, I start moving in that direction.
Cool, cool. Okay, so those definitely help. Those very important tips. You always gotta stay confident, and no matter what else is going on in your life, you gotta stick to whatever passion ignites your inner fire.
There you
Yeah,
go.
let's take that into account. Never forget. Okay, so um, this is my favorite question that I get to ask every single special guest in our show. Are you ready for this?
Go ahead.
Okay, good. He's all like, yeah, let's do it. So, check this out. If you could go back in time and tell your past self the most important advice to be successful, what would that be?
Well, the most important advice that I can give myself I feel I, I did what I have to do. Okay. But it's very important to have the mindset. You really have to be positive in life. You have to find your way. If you
Mhm.
tend to be negative, and that's part of, you have to be positive. I mean, maybe it's better to err on the positive side than, be optimistic than being pessimistic. And pessimism doesn't take you anywhere. So, I mean, that's very important. If I got to have to go back, sometimes, many times on the way, I went down and say, oh man, but if looking in bad words, they say you didn't need to go through that pain. You know, it's just, be optimistic all the time. Since good, I mean, it's like the weather, I mean, you can have a storm and you're in the middle of it and it's raining and, winds and everything. And you say, this is it, but it's not. It's not. I mean, it's going to get out of the way. And if you think that way, you keep pumping yourself up and moving ahead. So I guess that's very important. Keep in your mind that what you do, you try to. I mean, you do it for you, but you have to make sure that you're helping somebody. I mean, that what you're doing is adding value. Have to. It's very important. Okay, and all the time have to add value to other people, and yeah, it's basically that. And uh, make sure that you anything that you do. doesn't harm anybody, and little things like that.
Amazing, amazing. Actually, you gave us more than just one advice, which was it's very valuable to us. So everything that you said, we totally agree with. And I personally have experienced and agree with. So this was very very valuable, Elias, my friend. We thank you very much. It was very interesting. There's so many parts of this interview that we are definitely going to clip to make it like straight to the point because you gave us so much advice that we are totally going to use to give to the community out there. Whatever you are watching this video, all of our beautiful audience, you're gonna get these clips because what Elias said is just so interesting and valuable that it deserves to be out there. So we thank you very much, Elias. It was amazing having you here. You're such a good, nice, welcoming, warm guest that I would love to have you again in the future.
Thank you very much. Whenever you want, I'm ready. My pleasure.
Such a nice guy, this friend of mine, Elias. Okay, so and to all of you out there watching this, do not forget that you gotta keep the fires of passion and expansion and optimism burning even higher every day. So don't forget to check us out at expandthefires.com to find out what we can do for your business or company, help you out, reach that success that you be yearning for. And to all of you out there, once again, stay tuned for more advices and more stories of heroes and superheroes like Elias Levy, who was here in the show. Thank you very much. And we say goodbye to you. Have a great day. See you guys and see you in the next one. Do not miss out. Ciao, ciao. Thank you, Elias. Bye bye.